Hello everyone, my name is Glenn and welcome to the Glenliness vlog. Clearly no longer a weekly vlog. So much has happened since I wished you a happy new year. It is now late February, what is it, the 19th? So at the end of last month, I was laid off from my job of 21 years. As you may have gathered from these vlogs, I was gearing up to leave anyway. I wanted to try and get some freelance things going. So the job itself had been slowly fading away over the years, over the last decade or so. I wasn't really happy there. I'm not going to get into any details, but suffice it to say, they made some cuts at the company, and I was among those cuts. And there you go. They gave me a nice severance package. I am currently among the unemployed, although I guess not officially since I'm getting severance. I don't really know how that works. Regardless, I am searching less for full-time jobs and more for freelance work. I'm trying to get into various areas. I am kind of trying to kick up some editing because that is a skill that I have and I have worked at over the years, so people would be more likely to hire me as an editor. I'm also trying to get into graphic design, which I have some experience with, some paid, some unpaid. I would like to get into more video editing, which again, I also have experience, paid and unpaid. And I am gearing up to do some voiceover work as well. We'll see how that goes. But that is my current situation. I have signed up with some websites that do freelance things. And yeah, that's where I am. I haven't really been able to do these videos because in addition to that, as I was closing out my last few weekly vlogs, I had talked about how my son was booted out of daycare and we're working to get him back in. So once I got laid off from my job, it was like, well, do we really want to pay for a nanny 5 days a week or 4 days a week, because I was only working 4 days a week? And we came to the conclusion that didn't make much sense. So we were trying to, at first we weren't really sure what we were going to do, and then we decided we were going to go down to 3 days a week. But in the meantime, we got rid of the woman who had been our nanny, who was doing a really great job. So we had to start the search over, and we ended up having a lot of problem finding somebody new. In fact, the person who we finally found just started today. So the last 2 weeks, previous 2 weeks before today, I was a full-time stay-at-home dad. Very interesting couple of weeks. I think overall it went really well. I mentioned some stuff on Facebook and elsewhere if you follow me, that my biggest takeaway from this is I'm the one that causes my son to be upset. Like, not intentionally, obviously, but I have to set the limits. But I'm also the one who comforts him after I make him upset. So this was something that was just kind of mind-blowing to me. It's that, okay, I'm going to tell him, no, we have to leave here now. You have to stop playing and we have to go. And he's going to start to throw a fit. And then I have to hold him and hug him and go, it's okay. I understand that you're upset. It's really a hard thing for me to realize and to enact on. I've gotten much better with that. I've also very recently, as of like this past weekend, discovered ways to get him out of tantrums. Basically, you have to engage his brain, because when he's having those tantrums, the brain is completely out of the equation. He's just running completely on instinct. So, what was it? He was in the car, and we were driving, and I'm like, okay, how many blue cars do you see? Can you count blue cars? Things like that. Got his brain engaged so that he kind of forgot to throw the tantrum, or forgot to continue the tantrum, and it worked like a charm. So I'm hoping that continues to work in the future. Also, over the last 2 weeks, he's basically lost his nap, so I didn't get that break anymore because that was a nice little afternoon break. But yeah, so that's where I am. I just kind of got out of the house for a little bit because I can. I left this morning and went and got some work done at Starbucks because yes, I am actively working, trying to get gigs for freelance things and stuff like that. Caught up on like finances, all sorts of stuff going on today. This coming weekend, I need to gear up for a podcast recording because we've been off for a couple of weeks with that. We break like every 20 episodes. So I need to gear that back up. It's really just a matter of like it feels like the last 2 weeks that I have been living solely for my boy. And, you know, I've done enough to keep myself sane and to keep myself healthy and that kind of thing. But I haven't really felt like, me. So, yeah. So I went for a little drive. I'm gonna gear back up because I don't want to be gone for forever. Once again, I'm still doing the phone thing, so pardon the giant hand, or the not so giant hand, or whatever. Pardon the hand close to the camera. And we will exit this parking lot together. So yeah, just kind of went for a little bit of a drive. And I will gear out of here. So going to Starbucks this morning, I had my first ever macchiato. I know it sounds weird to say that I've never had anything like that before, but I have not. The most exotic coffee drink I've had is like a cappuccino, that kind of thing. Maybe a mochaccino. I don't know. I'm not big on coffee drinks. Usually when I go to a coffee shop, I was going to say a cafe, but I guess that's a little different. Hold on one moment, please. All right, maybe more than one moment. Should I edit this out? Why would I do that? Oh, this is going to be one long video. Yeah, usually when I go to a coffee shop, I just order coffee because I like just plain black coffee. But yeah, so Starbucks is a good place to get some work done. They have the Wi-Fi there. They have like a ton of people who get work done there already. So I'm just facing the crowd there. And I figured, all right, well, if I'm going to be going there, you know, I've got the app. I'm like, let me look through it. Let me see what sounds good. So I got a cinnamon almond milk macchiato? I don't know. Some weird frou-frou coffee drink. But it was tasty. I like the cinnamon. It's maybe a little too sweet for my taste. So, yeah, working back towards remembering who I am and what I do. Working back towards being a contributing member of society, which hopefully won't take too long now that I have the time to work at it. I have been applying for a few full-time jobs, but the fact of the matter is I am not really fond of the corporate world. I'm sure I am not alone in that. And it's hard for me to go to a 9-to-5 job every day, sit in an office, drink the company Kool-Aid and all of that, because I don't really believe in a lot of this stuff. So I think I'm better off, assuming I can pull it off, working for myself. Like I said, I'm casting that wide net of editing and video editing and graphic design and voiceover, and we'll see if something sticks better than the other things. Then maybe I'll narrow it down a little bit and stick with that more. But as it stands right now, sorry, this kind of slipped at an angle, but you can still see me. As it stands now, I'm going to keep it more widely, whatever, you know what I mean. I'm going to have a lot of different things that I'm doing. And we'll see how that goes. As far as this goes, all right, that's bothering me. I'm going to try and fix that. Oh, better. Wow. As far as this vlog goes, like I said, maybe I'll be weekly on occasion. Maybe I won't. Maybe it'll be monthly. Maybe it'll be daily. I don't know what's going to happen with this. I am not abandoning this altogether, but I also don't think you should be expecting weekly episodes or weekly, whatever the word is that I'm looking for. Don't expect any weekly output anymore, because I don't have the time. I'm trying to get too much done, and to have this added to it, I used to like get these videos edited and posted while I was at my job, which should tell you how much work there was for me there and why they got rid of me. And it wasn't that I was neglecting work, it's just there wasn't anything else to do. So not having that time and having my time all to myself and having that be my work time, I want to make sure it's being dedicated sufficiently to work and not to things like this. I do want to keep that podcast going, and that is something that just requires more work, whereas this is more, it's less important, I guess, to a certain degree. It helps me express myself. I know there's a few of you that watch this, but there's not that many of you out there that are interested in this on a weekly basis. So cutting it down just makes sense. So I will be cutting down the vlog episodes as far as just the cleanliness. Yeah, I still have that Disneyland footage. I'm still not sure if I'm going to be able to turn it into anything. We'll see how that goes. I do still want to get more travel and interesting things on here. It's also just that it's winter and it's harder to go places, which is why pretty much everything's been in the car, even leading up to this in the fall. But when the weather warms up, when we get to the spring, the summer, I will probably, assuming that the job stuff is going smoothly, get back into more of the straight-up cleanliness episodes. I'm still hoping to hit Disney World later this year, and I might bring you along for that. I might not. I don't know. It's always hard for me to decide between trying to come up with entertaining videos and just trying to enjoy myself. So there's that as well. Meantime, keep your eye on this. Subscribe if you have any interest in it at all. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, and that way when I do get new videos out here, you'll know about them. Beyond that, I wish you well, and I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye for however long I'm saying goodbye for. See ya!